Hi everybody, we're here at SOBs in NYC with the legendary Adrian Marcel. He just had the kickoff of his 98th tour.
Yeah.
And I'm like taken aback. It was an amazing performance. I mean, the vocals were something beyond what we've seen. You ever see someone do a performance and you're like, are they singing on top of the track or is this really them? I can vouch it was really him. So can you tell us about the 98th tour?
You know, the 98th tour comes from, of course, my album that's out right now, 98, that I dropped in May. And it was just, honestly, me wanting to rekindle the flame with my fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really looking for anyone new. I wanted to really just, the same way the album was to bring that audience back to life. You know, my fans deserve music from me, you know what I mean? For so long I hadn't put anything out, you know, so I wanted to really make sure that the project was perfect and that it was something that they could feel. It wasn't too much, you know what I mean? It wasn't oversaturated with anything. It was very simple, and that's the same way I wanted to do this tour, you know, for it to just be extremely simple and to just let the audience feel me in entirety, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went out there and just, I always allow the audience to take me where they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm in control, but they're sort of directing the show, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it could go anywhere. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time we ran through it was just now.
Oh wow, no rehearsal.
Yeah, no rehearsal. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of just like, look, man, let's go up there and just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, happens.
I mean, it seemed like you handled the crowd very well. Everyone was very engaged. You had some extra fans who were really showing their love. In situations like that where you have fans that are just like taken aback by your presence, how do you handle that by maintaining your...
I handle it by picking on them. You know, I pick on them. You know, if you come, if you come and you come in there and you screaming and you let me know that you one of them type of fans, then the whole show is just gonna be, you know, me eating you up piece by piece. You know,
right.
just every little bit I'm gonna keep on teasing and teasing and teasing, and at the right moment when I feel you right where you should be, then I just, you know, just take it there. Like, it was beautiful just to see some of the, like, you know, girl in the audience was crying. You know, and I wasn't even singing like a sad song. I think I was singing some sexual stuff. And she was crying, but I get it though, you know. That's the type of stuff as an artist you just wish for. You just wish that people can feel your music in a way where it draws an emotion. You know what I mean? It draws a genuine reaction. And again, that's me not rehearsing, because I can't rehearse without her there. You know, if she's gonna be a part of the show, you know, or whoever else, it's like I have to just feed off of the energy, you know. So I mean, if you, like I said, you come to my show and you show me love, I'm gonna give it right back. You know, I want you to feel like you came and you had an experience. It's not just about, I heard a bunch of songs. You know, I heard the songs I could have listened to on the way here, but nah, I got him. You know, AM came out and showed a new side to him. You know, I mean, that's all I want to give my fans and my supporters.
You performed some new songs
Yeah.
with some old songs.
Yeah.
What is the song that seems to be the one that gets you going to like completely seal the deal on your performances?
Ooh, it usually is imagination, because imagination is a story, and you set it up a certain way for them to where they can empathize with you. Everyone has been hurt. Everyone has had that one person that they can't get enough of, you know, that they can't get out their mind, that they kind of like are lost in, you know. And a lot of men don't admit it. A lot of men don't put themselves out there like that. So when you know, to be like a light-skinned dude in his feelings, and on top of that, you know, you kind of have this, you know, this real demanding attitude and personality on stage. You know, I think that song just shines, and you know, they give me that energy, so I give it to them. You know, but I'll say after tonight, the first time I ever performed these days was tonight. And it's one of those ones too I see now, like, you know, that they're just like, yo, AM, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong? You know, but I love that. You know, it's one of those records that you just can ultimately just kind of lose yourself in, you know, and they feel it in another way. You know what I mean? Like, it touches them somehow, you know, and I love those type of records because they're not up-tempo, they're not like super, you know, driven, so it's nothing that you're hiding behind. You're not hiding behind a beat or nothing, you know, you're not hiding behind anything. They're just like, they're letting go, just like I'm letting go. It's like the moment where, I hate to put it like this, but it's like climaxing together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a different feeling, like, for real, like, you know, there's this bond that happens at that moment where they're like, you could do anything now. You're good. You could do anything. You're good. You gave it to me, you know, and I received it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you're writing the songs, are you coming from a personal experience, or you just kind of taking on these different personalities from other people?
No, I feel like I've never been someone who's really good at, you know, making up stories. You know, I'm not good at making up stories. You can tell if I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, when I'm writing music, I'm writing songs, I'm just thinking about, like, it could be something that happened in 5th grade. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that was love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was love for me. I don't give a shit if it was 5th grade. It's like, I love that girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I brought you candy. You know what I mean? Like, you just trying to change some words up. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be real, like, that's how I felt in school. I've always had an old soul. I've always had, like, I was always around OGs. So, you know, I knew much about myself early, you know, so a lot of the stories that I write, they come from, you know, being very young. You know, you would say, like, what you know about love, man? But it's like, you know, kids know about it too. You know, I fear for my daughter.
Yeah, the first experiences of love can be really tough to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think you will kind of help or shelter her from some of the heartbreak that may happen?
Well, I'm gonna be real. I can't shelter her. I can't shelter her. You know, a lot of the girls some of the girls I encountered were sheltered, and you just see the difference. You know what I mean? It's not the best outcome, you know, by sheltering your daughter and keeping her locked up and trying to keep her from boys. Like, you know, I'm not that dad. I'm the dad that's like, look, I know what I did, so I know what you finna do.
Right.
Like, I was nasty as a kid, so I know my daughter is, like, you know, 2 seconds away from it. You know, God forbid, but. You know, I like to keep it real. I like to just let her know what it is. You know, how I shelter her is by telling the truth. And, you know, this is what it is. Like, it's so funny because her mom just always gets mad at me. Like, she don't know what you're talking about yet. She understands what I'm saying to her. You know what I mean? I don't hide. Like, I talk to her like she a grown woman.
Yeah.
Like, don't you do no shit like that. You see that shit she doing? You see how she doing that and how she doing that, boy? You know, boys like da-da-da-da-da. Be the girl that you could kick it. Be the girl you could kick it with the guys. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to give it up. You know, hold on to it a little longer. Like, keep the control. You know, but it's the same thing I'll teach my son. Hold on to it, man. You know, I wish I would have had somebody that was telling me back then, stop trying to give it away. Stop trying to give it up so quick. You know what I mean? And focus on something else.
Right.
You know, who knows what that could have changed and made me better at. You know what I'm saying? I want to give him that chance and her that chance that they just have more focus, man. Like, find out what you love, what you want to do, and push for that shit, and they'll come. You know, you'll have time. Make your friends that later on in life when you decide y'all want to see how it would go, you know, at least just with somebody you know. It's history. I mean, you know, these are the things that I wish I could have did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to teach that to them.
To not fall into the pressures and allow them to make that decision.
Like, focus. It's not for boys. Girls ain't going nowhere. For girls, boys ain't going nowhere. We're gonna all be here. If one is here, the other's here.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's not gonna be here is your opportunities all the time. So you have to focus on that.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand that. So taking control of yourself, you are now on your own label.
Yes.
Can you tell us what inspired the dramatic change and why it's the best fit for you?
You know, I started my label. I made up my label, Third Voice Music Group, when I was in 9th grade, and I tatted it on me. You know, this is from 10th grade. I got that tat, and I remember telling myself that I was going to be a CEO. I was going to control my destiny. I was going to produce my records, write them, and all of this. And somewhere along those lines, with the pressures of wanting to be signed and wanting to be, on a label, you lose track of that, and you lose track because we get so focused on wanting the biggest. You know, we want the sold out shows. We want the, immediate gratification, and sometimes it's not like that, and even when you get it, it could not be real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could all be a hoax, So I told myself, I'm not going to be controlled. I'm not going to let anyone, I'll put it like this because I don't want it to sound bitter. I am not going to lean on anyone.
Okay.
I am not going to depend on anyone anymore. I'm going to depend on me. I'm going to invest in me. I had to stop being lazy. I had to stop being lazy. When I say lazy, I mean stop saying I'm just an artist. I sing. That's all I'm here to do. Nah, you should be here knowing what's up with your paper. What's up with your time frames? What's this? Who are you putting on your stuff? Do you know who these people are? Have you listened to their stuff? Like, do your work.
Right.
Do the work it takes. It's not always about how big it is. It's about how much work you do that will grow and continue to grow. And I had to learn that. And I decided, in 2019 that I was going to take myself serious and I was going to stop doubting myself. And I put out an album on my own. I executive produced it. I put the people together. I produced on it. I wrote it. 90% of it I produced. 100% of it I co-wrote with Jane Hancock, my best friends. And from there, I ended up jumping into a feature film. The Bobby DeBarge story. I got to show some acting chops for the first time. And now I'm on the 98 tour, something that I said I wanted to do. And I hooked up with Urban Fierce, and my man David was like, "Look, hey, where we going? What cities you want to do? What's this? All right, let's figure it out. You like this? No? Okay, well, let's try this. Let's do this. What about, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, I'm gonna be honest. They taught me how to be on the phone because I hate the phone. I hate answering the phone.
You're not the phone man.
I hate answering the damn phone. Like, it scares me when people say we gotta talk later. Oh my God.
Does it give you like anxiety?
We gotta talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it now because it's taken me to a new level, and I watched it happen tonight. Like, it was almost like an out of body experience.
Yeah.
Just kind of vibing and trying some new things on stage and being a little more free than usual. And I told myself at the beginning of this, it doesn't matter whether every show is sold out or light, whatever. The people that come, it's for them.
Right.
That's what this is about. It's for those people. And the song Slow Burn wasn't my first single for no reason. Yeah. I told myself when I started this label, when I signed myself, I said, listen, your business plan, the destination is over there. It's not gonna happen tomorrow, it's not gonna happen next week. It ain't gonna happen next year for the visions that I have, but it's gonna be a slow burn.
I love that.
Sometimes I'm paranoid because you don't say what you feel. You got my words turned around when I touch you right there. Do you like it? Yeah. I wanna please you every day, I swear.
Alright, so you picked SOBs, the legendary SOBs to kick off your tour. What's your history with SOBs?
Man, this is the first place that I came to, even when I first signed my deal. And I learned about the New York audience here. I learned how it is. I came here where it was actually a group of artists that were performing. And it was my first time actually being thrown in a mosh pit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a mashup of artists and did their different styles and stuff. And what SOBs doesn't know is that it really helped me to form the beast inside. You know what I'm saying? Like how I am on stage, I'm a little more fearless because of places like this place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not called the legendary SOBs just because, you know, they felt like putting the legendary on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to come through here.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're anybody, if you're someone who is gonna matter, you know, you have to bring yourself to this stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to let these people feel you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, actually, I just love the venue. Like, I remember when we first started, this was the first place we talked about. This is how everything got started for the 98 tour. You know, me and David had a conversation, and, you know, he was just saying, like, okay, we go here. And I remember telling myself, I'm like, you know, have I overstayed my welcome at SOBs?
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, have I been here too many times where they're not gonna, like, you know, appreciate, or they're not gonna wanna fuck with me like that? And honestly, like, as we thought about it, the whole team, we just sat there and like simultaneously was just like, nah, it's gotta be SOBs.
Right.
You know, like, I'm independent. This is my first tour, like, on my own that I'm producing, and I'm like, me not come to SOBs, like, I'm crazy. I'll get destroyed.
Yeah, this is a monumental, historic place to let your face be known, be seen.
And it's just, I love it out there, man. You know, every time I know I'm coming here, I'm just comfortable. You know, I don't think too hard. It's something that's natural for me here. It's something about me in that particular stage. You know, I love it.
I agree.